What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Pulse. Today we're diving deep into the realm of motivation. Whether you're seeking that extra push to kickstart your goals, navigating through challenges, or simply in need of a motivational boost, this episode is your go-to source for inspiration. Join us on this journey as we explore different facets of motivation, from personal anecdotes to expert insights, practical tips, and perhaps a few surprises along the way. Whether you're a go-getter, a dreamer, or someone who just needs a gentle nudge, this episode is designed to resonate with the beating heart of your ambitions. So let's harness that energy, tap into our sense of determination, and kick off an episode that promises to ignite your inner fire. Get ready to unlock the secrets of motivation right here on The Pulse. Motivation is something that keeps you going, right? It's the why. So there are two basic types of motivation: intrinsic and external. So intrinsic, obviously, something that you're into just because you enjoy it or you find it personally fulfilling. It's like doing something because you actually just like doing it. On the flip side, extrinsic or external motivation is all about the external things pushing you, like rewards, recognition, or like the fear of getting in trouble can also be a really good motivator. So doing something to get some sort of outside or external benefit. Motivation basically is the why of any purposeful act. So I'm motivated to shower so I can have a clean and healthy body. There are other reasons, but that's my main motivation. Other motivators might be, I don't want to smell bad. I don't want to get sick. I would like to keep my clothes cleaner for longer. So that means I'm doing laundry less. There are lots of motivators there. But things like, being motivated to make your bed so that when you look at it at the end of the day, it's inviting and it doesn't look like an incomplete task you just never bothered to get to. So that's another sort of intrinsic, this is going to make you feel good. Personally, I am motivated to order anchovies and pineapple on my pizza because it tastes good and makes my taste buds very happy. That is my motivation. That is internal. No one is forcing me to have anchovies and pineapple together. So there are various sources of motivation. There are things like monetary motivators. There is peer pressure, which is a huge one. Health concerns can be a motivator. Competition can be a huge source of motivation. Stressful events can be big, giant motivators. And then there are things that are wildly constructive, like things that are for health improvement. I have trouble running up my 14 flights of stairs in my apartment building, so I'm going to do that more often so it becomes easier. That's a health motivator, designed to just feel good. Other constructive motivators are wellness, relationships, career or personal growth can be career growth can be a massive motivator. Helping other people can be a big motivator, and like your passions can motivate you to do things. If you have a passion for cooking, you're going to get in the kitchen, you're going to cook, right? Sorry, go ahead.
A sense of achievement.
Yes, exactly. Common obstacles can include things like burnout, which is something that a lot of people are talking about these days, and it's important to talk about it. That can be a huge obstacle to motivation. Lack of clarity can be a major obstacle. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, so I'm just not going to do anything. Or I don't understand the job, I'm not going to do the job. Setbacks can be a huge slash to your motivation. If something happens that totally just slashes your confidence, you're not going to feel motivated to do the things that you need to be doing. Or you'll be less motivated, I should say. Setting unrealistic goals is a huge obstacle. If you've set yourself a goal that you can't reach, it's going to be really hard to find the motivation to make that thing happen because it's so unrealistic and unattainable. Quick fixes and fads are also obstacles to motivation. If you think something is going to be a quick fix and you jump on it, chances are good you're going to throw everything into that and you're going to forget everything else. And it's going to become this sort of put all my eggs in one basket and let's see what happens. And chances are good with any quick fix or any type of fad, it's going to be harder for you to stick with. So, how to improve that? Some pretty easy ways to walk through a task and be motivated about it is to like set a realistic goal. So, let's just say that I am not the type of person to make my bed. I am. This is a terrible example, but let's say, for example, I don't like making my bed. My goal then would be to make my bed every day. And something that I can do to help me stay motivated is to monitor my progress. So maybe I write down or I do a checklist, and every day I check off that I've made my bed. Keeping in mind always that failure should be a teacher, not a bully, right? So if there's a day when you leave your house and you don't make your bed, well, great, whatever. You'll get back to it tomorrow. You haven't failed at life because you skipped a day of this one thing that you're trying to do. And like recognize your achievements. So you made your bed every day except that one that week. Well, that's amazing. If you're not someone who makes your bed and you've did it 6 days out of 7, that's incredible. So the best thing to do there then is to not only recognize but reward yourself. What works for you? Is it something like I so personally I love hot chocolate, but I also know that the calories love me and they love to just like hang out. And so I don't drink hot chocolate very often, but that is a huge motivator for me. So by the end of this week, if I'm still thinking about this mug of hot chocolate, then I know I've picked the right the right reward. But my motivator is that I want to have a bed that's made so that I haven't had this thing that is just an undone task. It looks untidy, it looks unkempt. It's not a great way to keep your sheets feeling fresh, right? But it's not an easy thing to do. It's not something that's inside everybody. It's not like, oh, everyone is like, well, I just really wish I was a bed maker. No, not everyone feels that way. But whatever the task is, set a goal, monitor your progress, don't let failure be your bully. Recognize your achievements and reward yourself. Like give yourself credit for what you can do. And I have just a couple of tips, things that have worked for me and things that I've come across in my research over the last 20 some odd years for getting kids motivated as a teacher is setting small goals. So if your goal is to have a tidier house, then set a goal for 10 minutes to clean. It's just timer, just 10 minutes. That's it. If you work beyond 10 minutes, amazing. You did beyond 10 minutes. If you did 10 minutes, that's great because that was your goal. If it's 5 minutes, great. It's 5 minutes. It is what it is. You will get there and it will get better. And pair things you don't like with things you do like. So, I used to really, really hate cleaning my bathroom. So what I would do is I would throw on my little Bluetooth headset and I would call my mom while I was cleaning my bathroom and I would just have a chat with her and just be having a conversation because you can be doing anything while you're on the phone. Might as well be making some progress. And it didn't feel like I was cleaning the bathroom. I felt like I was chatting with mom. And she would be like, "Did you just flush the toilet?" Or whatever, and be like, "No, I didn't pee. I swear I'm cleaning." And then you get distracted and you start talking about other things. Another thing that I want to bring up that's really important to me, and someone said this to me probably 6 years ago now at my work, and it completely changed my life for the better in terms of motivation and just get it done. Stop stalling, stop procrastinating. I had a coworker say to me, "What's stopping you?" When it was a task that I didn't really know how to get started, or I didn't feel like I knew how to get started at the time because I hadn't put much thought into it. She said, "Well, what's stopping you?" And I was like, "I don't know." And she was like, "No, no, seriously, I want you to answer that question. What is stopping you?" And to this day, when there's something that I'm struggling with or I don't want to do or is giving me pause or anxiety for some reason I'm just having a hard time with, I'll ask myself, what's stopping me? And I go through the list of things, and usually there's nothing really that's stopping me. There's usually just something that's slowing me down. And my final piece of advice is to talk to people that you trust and ask for their advice. So if you're having trouble getting motivated, talk to people that you know, people that know you, that might be like, hey, well, you like to do this. Why don't you just do this task and then do this thing you enjoy? It might be something you never thought of before. Or if it's somebody that you really have a great deal of respect for and you like the way, they handle certain situations, you can ask them how they motivate themselves. It may be something simple like, I shower with the temperature 10 degrees colder than I used to. And it makes my showers that much quicker because I got to get out of there. I don't want to be in a cold shower all morning, so it's a quick shower. The cold water refreshes me. I'm bouncing. I'm going. My day has started. It could be anything, but something that you might pick up from somebody that you have a great deal of respect for that will help you with your motivation. And I was not going to just ramble, 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 but there it was. What do you feel when you go, okay, Monday, Monday's coming? What are your thoughts when you think about Mondays? Are you Garfield about it, or are you like Superman? Let's take advantage.
Mondays these days, because I've been coming over to my Grammy's to like help her with like her like daily stuff, like taking her pills and taking her to lunch and stuff. And so I don't have to be here like super early. Like it takes me half an hour on transit to get here. I only have to wake up at 9. And so it's definitely better than the job I had before when I had to wake up at like 6:45. But that was so early, I couldn't take it.
Yeah.
So when I had that, I think I was kind of dreading it. But now I don't dread Mondays.
I feel like
Right
Mondays
now,
also don't mean a lot to me because I don't have like a 9 to 5 kind of job. So I don't know. I do um basically childcare for like a family friend on weekends really. So actually Mondays are good because I am done.
Yeah, nice.
um, Mondays are great. Um, because yeah, so I have a family friend kind of who does um night shifts on weekends. And so it's like I will basically go there 2 or 3 days a week and I will watch the 3-year-old in the evening and overnight, and I just sleep there. Um, I get an interesting sleep because that 3-year-old has a really interesting sleep schedule for a 3-year-old. But so I am very glad on Monday because generally on the in between days or on the Monday, like had if I'd gone there overnight the night before, I will need a nap during the day, which kind of messes up my routine for the day. But I'm
Hmm.
glad on Mondays I will have my nap and then be like, okay, I'm good for the week.
Nice.
right now for me, Mondays are actually super motivating because I also do childcare for a friend, and I do half days on Mondays, and then I go from there to skating. And I really enjoy the time that I get to spend with their little one. And I get to get up in the morning and come over and see my friend, and we chat a bit before she goes off to work. And then I get to hang out with her little one, and then I get to go skating. So Mondays are pretty good for me.
Nice. So I was a teacher for a very long time, for about 17 years, and I always loved Mondays because it was like a brand new, fresh slate. I walk in first thing in the morning. I was always one of the first teachers there at the school because I like it when it's quiet. Don't ask me why I became a teacher because I like a very quiet environment, but instead I went into working in schools. So I loved it. It was great. I would get up super early. I would go in and it's like, yes, it's Monday morning. I can set up what the rest of my week looks like and I'm in full total control. And so like the little control freak that lives inside my brain is like loves Mondays because it's a chance for me to set up the structure for the rest of my week. So Monday is almost like a comforting feeling for me. Monday morning rolls around, I'm excited to get up and start my week because I know I can plan it so that it's going to work out for me. Do you guys have any tips for motivation?
Or like if you have like ADHD, novelty helps. Or it's like, at least for me, like if I have like, it's like don't necessarily do like, oh, the checklist. It'd be like, oh, you would get like a certain app and it would have you like, oh, make sure you like drink water in the morning, or like stuff like that. Those never helped me because one, I'm already drinking water, like I already do that automatically. But like having more like have like a list of like more like interesting things that you like have like a list of maybe like hobbies or whatever. It's like you're like, I don't know what to do. You can have a list of those. You're like, oh, I can do one of those. And that's, I think, something that can be better motivation for like someone that has ADHD.
Oh. Also, if you're someone who might tend to compare yourself to others in whatever you're doing, really strongly focusing on yourself and where you have been and where you are now, and reassess like in a few months' time and really focus on your own progress, because seeing that achievement for yourself can be really motivating.
Yeah, I find that really motivating to be just looking at my own progress. Like recently, I've been trying to develop a more consistent writing routine and actually writing every day. And I sometimes I'll be like reading about how much other people have written, and I'll be like, oh wow, that's a lot. But then I will actually look at how much I was writing like 6 months ago or even a month ago, and I'm writing quite a bit more now. And if I, I'm thinking about the future, like I'm probably going to be writing more in another 6 months from now. And so that really helps me, like, just to stop comparing myself.
That does it for this week's episode of The Pulse. Join us next time when we talk about facing your fears. As always, if you have questions or ideas to discuss, or if you'd like to be a guest on the show, send an email to voa@pacificautismfamily.com. We look forward to more of your great questions. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.